Ryder can't hang their head. Providence fought back at home, did what they were supposed to do, and won another close one, John. That's what they do.
No shortage of drama in Providence. The Friars win it by 1. Now we'll send it to Coppin State and Georgetown with Scott Graham and Tyreek Turner.
We have got ourselves a basketball game here. Welcome aboard here at Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. Almost 8 minutes in, and Georgetown with a 2-point lead over Coppin State. Along with Tyreek Turner, Scott Graham. Glad to have you with us as college basketball got rolling last night.
It sure did. 8-0 for the Big East, off to a good start. A lot of excitement. And here we are in day 2. Georgetown trying to get off to a good start, but Coppin State has been solid defensively and made Georgetown work for everything.
Wahab has 2 fouls early. Little jump hook shot, no good. But a Cook with the rebound, and up top it's Murray hitting his second 3 of the first half.
Well, it starts with the second effort. Great job by a Cook with the offensive rebound and the presence of mind to kick it out to Murray.
How big a difference is Murray making here in this first half? Just missing on a chance at the alley-oop.
He's exciting. He's certainly.
And guess who got the rebound?
He's the kind of guy that will give you everything he has, and he's playing very hard right now, making his presence felt on both sides of the court.
Great look inside, and that's going to be a foul call. It's going to mean free throws coming for Georgetown. Thanks for those of us who joined on FS2. We'll see you on FS1 on the other side. 5-point lead for Georgetown here in the first half.
Ever wonder why they call it the American dream and not the American goal or plan? Maybe it's because in dreams, you can do anything. In dreams, you can hold your entire world in the palm of your hand and turn time inside out again and again. And you can do it all with your eyes wide open.
Yeah. What's that all about?
You gotta spice it up.
Get all your faves like a McChicken for just a few bucks. Only on the McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu.
All the snow just melts away when I'm with you. Oh, baby, baby, will you please give me a clue? 'Cause today is the day I get to see.
This holiday, shop sparkling gift sets from Pandora Jewelry at a special price.
Why do nearly 1 million businesses choose Stamps.com to mail and ship? Stamps.com is convenient. You get the services of the post office right on your computer. Stamps.com saves you money with great rates from USPS and UPS. Mail letters, ship packages, anytime, anywhere, for less. A lot less. Get our special TV offer, a 4-week trial plus postage and a digital scale. Go to stamps.com/TV and get started today.
But all you got was ham? And all you got was turkey?
With gravy.
That's an all-you-can-eat holiday buffet. A smorgasbord of all you want, all you need. Did I sit at the wrong table?
Sunday, an iconic showdown. A rivalry reborn. Cowboys, Packers, Sunday on Fox.
Welcome back to FS1 College Hoops, sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. A lot of excitement around opening night here at Georgetown with a completely different look from the team we saw last year. And right now, the Hoyas a 5-point lead with 11-12 to go till halftime. So far, what we have seen in this one, not a lot of great shooting, but Georgetown has picked it up a bit from the outside. They've got a rebounding and blocks advantage because of that guy right there, they've got a big size advantage, but he picked up 2 very quick fouls in the opening 2.5 minutes.
He did, and that kind of set them back because, as I said earlier, Pat Ewing wants to play through the paint and wants to get Wahab solid, deep post-ups in the paint. And you got to give Coppin State some credit. They're doing a good job of battling, fronting Wahab, pushing him off the block, and getting him out of his comfort zone. And, you know, the good thing for Georgetown is that this young man right here at the foul line, Brandon Murray, has been active. He's been aggressive. And I like the fact that he's taken over that leadership role as just a sophomore. He's the guy that wants to be the go-to guy. And he's been very effective so far, instilling his game inside.
Played his first game in a Georgetown uniform after the all-freshman team in the SEC at LSU last year. He is one of 8 players wearing a Georgetown uniform that have played at different institutions, coming by way of 7 different conferences. And you want to talk about a complete changeover. This is it. And back the other way, Rojas drills a 3.
Great execution by Coppin State. They beat the press off the pass and made the extra pass. The skip pass especially was key, which led to Alex Rojas getting a wide open look.
Second made 3-pointer of the half for Coppin State. Last time they played Georgetown, they got blown out in a game played at McDonough.
Double team by Coppin State. Forcing a tough contested shot.
Got to shoot it. And the shot clock expires. That's going to be a turnover. Basket goes, but it doesn't count.
Oh, you see, Juan Dixon is mixing up his defense. And, the first couple possessions, they were playing Wahab straight up. On that last play, they sent Takakovic baseline to double team Wahab, and Wahab seemed a little startled by that and got called into a bad possession.
Little pick and roll. And the open man in the corner, guy who just hit from there, but this time Rojas can't get it to fall. There's that speed from Spears, but well, that's some speed out of control right there. Got to get it back under. And the bounce pass off the leg of a defender. No kickball, just a turnover. And back the other way. Look at the strength of Nenda Tark with a chance at a 3-point play.
Well, great take, one. And then secondly, they attacked Wahab again. And right now, Wahab is getting kind of, he's getting picked on a little bit because they know that he has 2 fouls. And Thorpe just does a great job, Tark does a great job of getting down the paint, using that body control and that upper body strength, which he's known for, and elevating over the top.
That's probably the last we're going to see of Wahab for the first half. He takes a seat on the bench with 3 fouls now. As Tark, the redshirt sophomore out of Gaithersburg, Maryland, pays off the 3-point play and ties up this ball game just past the quarter-way point.
Coppin State's been very solid defensively, and they've also been able to get out and run lately off their defense.
Murray is just not afraid to step back. That's his 3rd 3 of this first half.
The confidence, the pace, and the mentality that he can just knock down shots is starting to really show through.
And back down the other way, off the air ball, Hoyas can go out in transition. Murray, who's already got 12. Missing on the teardrop, and it goes out of bounds off the Eagles. Georgetown will get it back.
Well, the question that you have for Georgetown is, with Wahab out with 3 fouls, who else is going to give you some relief other than Murray? And I think it has to probably be a Cook. A Cook knocked down the 3 early on and has that versatility, but Murray's going to have some other guys to go to.
And Cook is 6'10", but he's only listed at 205. Not that same kind of whip, but he does have the ability to jump through the building. And he got set up beautifully for that 2-fisted jam. It extends it to 5.
Well, Spears, as a playmaker, shows that he can get into the paint, and a nice shot fake to freeze the defense. You've seen him do that a couple times, drive and kick.
And that's nothing but the bottom of the net for Nenda Tark.
He's in a nice rhythm. Nice bounce back game for the sophomore. Struggled last night versus Charlotte, but the thing about Juan Dixon is he has a next game mentality. He wants them to play with freedom and play loose, and that's what Tark is doing tonight.
Dangerous pass and the take to the hole. off the rebound. Coppin State down with a chance to tie once again or take the lead. And that's going to be a foul from behind as Steers hits the deck, courtesy of Wayne Bristol. Steers in particular like the way that felt from behind, and it's a little bit slow to get up.
Great pass by Sessoms, and Steers beat everyone down the court, and it's like his feet got caught with Bristol's. And you know, one thing you notice about Steers is he has speed. He's beat Georgetown up the court a couple times by just running the floor hard. And Sessoms, with that vision and that mentality to get his teammates involved, is always looking to make the simple play.
That was not a shooting foul, just a 16 foul for Georgetown, so Coppin State the inbound now. As we come up on 8 minutes left to go here in the first half. Sessoms thought about it, now he'll do it and hit it from the top. The lead for Coppin State.
He's got that kind of green light, and Sessoms is off to a really good start. Their backcourt, you got to be happy if you're Warren Dixon when your best players, Sam Sessoms and Ninda Tark, are carrying the load offensively.
Denver Anglin in the game now, a freshman for the Hoyas. And Spears was throwing an alley-oop that almost went in. Tip ball comes out the other way. Cameron Blue in transition. And that's going to be an offensive foul on Coppin State.
That was an easy call, and Coppin State starting to really play with confidence. The three ball from Sessoms, the point guard making plays. Number 3, it's good.
A Corona and palm trees.
Huh. A Corona and calm seas.
And a balm breeze.
And some long knees, strong like a tong squeeze. You'll say, "Aw, geez," when I make your lawn freeze. Was that good?
No.
Oh.
It was incredible.
Oh.
Lee bad.
Oh.
But this is good.
I shouldn't have rapped.
I'm your Uncle Cooper, and I care about 3 things. I care about you. I care about tires. I care about your tires. These Cooper tires are dependable, well-made tires that come with an 80,000-mile warranty. That's an 80,000-mile promise from an American company. Gives a person something to believe in. In summation, I care about you, tires, and your tire choices, so go with the Coopers. Cooper! Tires are how I show my love.
Do you think you have what it takes to make like it never even happened happen? Like this? Like that? Woo! Then you belong at the #1 brand in property restoration. Join ServPro and experience great pay, career advancement from entry level to management, and even ownership. Here you go, boss. And access to the best training available. Oh, I'm sorry. Got what it takes? Visit servpro.com/careers and apply today.
I'll be back in a sec.
We can't wait forever.
Oh, your nacho fries, please.
Made with Mexican spices. Made for nacho cheese sauce. Only at Taco Bell.
The hiring process used to be the death of me. But with Upwork, the hiring process is fast and flexible. Behold all that talent. This is how we work now.
For the sophomore Brandon Murray, the transfer from LSU, has really made his imprint on this game. Got going early, steady pace of scoring the ball. And, you know, the thing I like about him, Scott, is he's got great feel for the game. He's got a scorer's mentality, but he doesn't take bad shots. And, you know, he's a guy that's strong, athletic, also a leader. And, you know, you're starting to see why Pat Ewing is so excited about this young man.
Well, they needed somebody like that to kind of take the mantle this year. Remember, as we said, this is an entirely different roster, an entirely different starting lineup. They need somebody who kind of can be the alpha dog, and that's exactly what Murray's doing here in this first half.
A local kid from Germantown, Maryland. He came over to Georgetown along with assistant Kevin Nickelberry, who was the assistant at LSU. It was almost a package deal, kind of. They both came over here to be part of this Georgetown program under Pat Ewing, and Obviously, Kevin Nickelberry is familiar with DC. He was the previous coach at Howard University here locally before he went to LSU after that.
All that said, this is a 6-0 run for Coppin State, and they're going to get a chance to extend it on another Georgetown turnover.
For the last 5 minutes, Coppin State has changed their defense up. They've been a little bit more aggressive with their ball pressure, getting in the passing lanes, and the Hoyas haven't handled it well. I mean, other than Murray scoring the ball, they haven't gotten great possessions the last few times down. And a lot of it has to do with Coppin State's defense.
7 Georgetown turnovers here in this first half. And up on top, Sessoms wanted another big-time shot at the rebound, wrestled down by Mutombo.
Coppin State trying to keep the ball on one side.
Murray, an air ball, and a tipped rebound belongs to the Eagles. So does the lead right now. Up on top. 3 ball, no good, and the rebound ripped down by Bristol. High off the glass, and that's what a guy like Mozone, who is a veteran player, can do for you.
A quick first step and a nice job attacking the closeout. Mozone, long, athletic, and you got to respect his three-point shooting ability, so he threads the defense and gets right into the paint.
Rojas from the other side. He hit one from the corner on the right, now the left. And another three-pointer for Coppin State. They are just simply not going away.
Well, this is why they're a dangerous team, because they're aggressive. They play with pace, and they play pace and space is their style of play. They get great spacing, and they take a lot of threes that puts pressure on your defense at all times.
And Mozone travel with the basketball. Another Hoyas turnover.
Nice job by Tekakovic on the closeout, and he's made a couple of nice defensive plays here. Mozone shuffled his feet, wasn't surprised, was a little bit surprised by the length there defensively.
8 turnovers for Georgetown, 2-point lead, and the ball for Coppin State. Sessoms dishing, and he's going to get called for the offensive foul.
Yeah, he went too deep there. One of the few mistakes that Sessoms has made with his penetration. He got a little bit too deep into the paint, and Georgetown was ready for him. Nice job by Bristol stepping up and taking that charge. See, this is a different team without Wahab, and certainly paint production has not been there.
Spears got it on the rim. Rebound put back, won't go once, but a Cook is there to clean it up.
Well, that's where a Cook can really impact the game as well, on the offensive glass. Coming in from the weak side in Coppin State, nobody puts a body on him. A Cook just took advantage with the putback.
Tark had a wide open look in front of the Georgetown bench, but thought better of it. Now they get it back inside. They got a little size advantage there for the first time tonight, but Steers walk with the basketball.
Georgetown went into a zone there, it looked like they dropped into a 2-3 kind of high extended zone, and here's Spears getting into that paint. But when you drive, good things happen because it causes the defense to collapse. Whether you make it or not, it's an opportunity to get an offensive rebound, and the Cook does a nice job of crashing.
Coppin State taking a 30-second timeout to kind of settle things down here as we come up on 5 minutes left to go here in this first half. We told you about everything that is different for this Georgetown team. We're not exaggerating. Everything is different. Take a look at just the number of transfers.
Not only that, they have a whole new staff as well. So it's literally a whole new team. And one guy we haven't talked much about is Jay Heath, the transfer from Arizona State, who's a double-figure scorer previous to coming to Georgetown. He hasn't been cleared yet because of transfer eligibility rules. But when he does get cleared, they're expecting big things from him. Another scorer that can take some pressure off of Murray and Spears, and he'll probably be a guy that will probably start in the backcourt.
The question right now surrounding Patrick Ewing and his staff and Georgetown's fan base is that going to be this year? Is that going to be this semester? And again, that's something that is still kind of twisted out there, and they just simply don't know. He's a Washington, D.C. kid coming back home again. They'd love to have him in uniform.
talked to Lee Reed, the athletic director, before the game. He said they're working as hard as they can to get him cleared. It's just going to take some patience.
And another turnover, the 9th of the first half for the Hoyas. That is wide open. Maybe too open for Tark. And it's going back the other way.
Well, the pace has certainly been high tempo for both teams. And, you know, Coppin State plays a style that's hard to guard because they're so aggressive. And they've got good guard play with Sessoms and Tark really leading the way. And on the other side, Spears has been more of a playmaker than the scorer, but done a good job of getting in the paint at times.
And Spears bought the contact from Justin Winston. That's going to send him to the free throw line. The other thing you're talking about right there in terms of the aggressive play and everything else is that Georgetown has gone 8 deep here in the first half. We mentioned the fact that Coppin State played last night. They played at Charlotte, came back up here back-to-back nights. I think Patrick Ewing went into this game thinking that if they play aggressively enough, if they can throw enough bodies at them, they may be able to wear them down in the second half.
Yeah, you're probably right. And, you know, talking to Pat before the game, he definitely was not coming in underestimating this Coppin State team because, as we said, he knows this is a tough team to prepare for the way they play. That pace style, they shoot a lot of threes. They get out and, you know, transitions. Sessoms is a very dangerous player with his ball handling. But, you know, Pat wants to pound the paint. He wants to play through the paint, and I think they tried to do that a little bit, but with Wahab having foul trouble, it's really been a combination of Murray, Spears, and a Cook doing what they can.
Primo Spears started 28 games for Duquesne last year. He's going to see a lot of court time here early in the season for Georgetown in that backcourt. Sessoms had it flicked away. Titus, who was in early, back in the game now for Coppin State. And up and under, a Cook with the block. Georgetown out to run. Mozone had it taken away. What an athletic play by Tark, who led the nation in steals per game last year. But he ended up over the sideline, and an opportunity to say hi to everybody sitting courtside. 3:59 to go here first half. We got a battle on our hands in D.C.
Take me up into the stratosphere.
Hi, this is Lisa from 4Imprint. Yes, I'd like 50 welcome wows, 300 customer I love it, and 200 team member oh yes, certainly. You know we got some brand new woohoos.
Dial up the wow factor with promotional products from 4Imprint. We specialize in awesome items that are certain to awe and guaranteed to deliver some ooh yes. From apparel, backpacks, drinkware to high-tech items.
Wow.
I love it. Woohoo!
Go to 4imprint.com and find some wow now. 4Imprint, for certain.
Don't get me wrong. It's hard work. It's long days. It's all kinds of weather. But when you work under the open sky, you come into contact with something bigger than yourself. It's not a job. It's a life. If it's your life, we back you all the way.
When the details take precedence, the rest falls perfectly into place. We strip away everything but the essential, and what we're left with are thoughtful bedrooms for modern living. Thuma.
The chef's chicken sandwiches at Panera, freshly prepared with clean ingredients, spark an explosion of the senses. So when you finally taste it, it just confirms this is fantastic, and only at Panera. $1 delivery fee on our app.
Just 2-point lead for Georgetown. Inside 4 minutes left to go here in the first half. Monday, the Big East and Big Ten collide in the annual Gavitt tip-off games as head coach Thad Matta returns to Butler to lead his alma mater in a clash against Penn State at 8:30 Eastern, only on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. There you go. You want a bulldog? I'll give you a bulldog.
You know, I like his energy. He looks excited. Home opener here. And
last time I did a game here, he was riding around in a car. It's nice
I remember that.
It's nice to see him more active.
Yeah.
Maybe trying to take charge of his own lifestyle just a little bit.
A little more cardio, you know. He's got to earn the right to ride in the car, and it's still early.
Everybody a little bit more health conscious these days.
Yeah. Getting ready for the holidays, you know. The Hoyas have been a little lax with their passing, and this Coppin State team, they keep getting in the passing lanes, and, you know, their pressure defense has been really up. They stepped it up a notch this last few minutes. Actually, the last 7-8 minutes, I should say.
A lot of what you're seeing right now, though, remember, how much have these guys played together at all?
Oh, that's a great point.
It's going to be a foul on Murray.
It's not an excuse. It's a legitimate point to remind our viewers that this is a brand new team, 9 new players. And I don't care how many scrimmages you have or how many practice sessions you have, until you're live like you are tonight, is when you really get to find out how rotations work, you know, how guys are kind of gelling together, the chemistry. And this is just day one.
By the way, ironic twist. After we just talked about the dog getting in shape.
He's in the car?
No, my Apple Watch just told me I can still close my rings today. 3.5 to go here, first half. Maybe at halftime I'll take the dog for a little walk. Off the miss, the rebound down to Steers. Coppin State has done a great job of breaking the trapping pressure this entire half.
They have, and they've done it through the pass. They're finding the open man and not forcing it. A lot of guys try to break it with the dribble, but Coppin State doing a good job of moving the ball side to side, which is one of the things that Juan Dixon wanted to do tonight. Reverse it.
Great move by Spears, everything but the basket. Sessoms, that's a nice first move. He got his man open, but Tark turned it over. He's a little slow to get up after that slip here on the hardwood.
That was a great opportunity for Tark to get to the rim and drive the ball hard, which is what he prefers to do. Not aware of where he was when he caught it, steps on the sideline, one of the few turnovers for him. I'd like to see Georgetown get back to going to Murray. Murray has shown some flurries here where he's been able to carry this team offensively, and that's why Coppin State put their best perimeter defender, Tark, on Murray to try to slow him down. So keep an eye on that matchup.
Nice dish. It's going to be free throws coming for Wayne Bristol.
Well, the one thing that I like about Spears is he continues to get in the paint. Dribble penetration has been really, really effective for him and his team. And there's a lot of ways you can get paint touches. One of them is dribble penetration. And Spears has done that a number of times tonight, which has made the game easier for his teammates.
Titus gets called for the foul. Bristol now to the free throw line. A junior out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland. And St. Thomas More, former Rookie of the Year in the MEAC at Howard. Ironically, as Alex Rojas checks back in, Bristol's career high came against Coppin State. Back when he was playing at Howard, a 28-point game, 9 out of 16 from the floor. And he hits on the second.
Yeah, good size. Bristol 6'6". Play either the 2 or the 3.
Not a lot of movement. Quickly reversing the ball, and the rebound comes down to a Cook. More contact and another foul call.
And talking to Coach Ewing about Primo Spears, he described him as, we watch the replay here, and Spears has been aggressive in that hesitation dribble and the explosiveness by him to get into the paint or create a situation where two defenders collapse on him has allowed him to be a playmaker more than a pass shooter. But he is not a knockdown shooter, but he's more of a scoring point guard who is athletic enough to get to the rim over the top. He can finish with either hand. He's got good strength. Excellent freshman year last year at Duquesne.
He had back-to-back 30-point games during that year at Duquesne. And you can see where it is. His mentality is to make something happen each time he's got the ball in his hands. We've seen that throughout the first 18 minutes of this game. Hasn't hit the shots yet.
But you get a sense of what he brings. And he's a guy that can impact the game as a playmaker, as a penetrator, and as a scorer.
And at Georgetown, if you're going to play that position and you want to be successful, you got to defend.
Absolutely.
On the crossover, Hood forgot the basketball. Spears again. What a great look. But a great job rotating defensively by Coppin State.
Yeah, good recovery. Very good recovery. They're connected, all 5 guys on the Coppin State team.
Shot clock down under 10. Murray got himself in a corner and found the open man.
Well, you like the fact that the movement without the ball by Mozone, he flashed to an open space and good presence of mind by the grad transfer who's giving them a lift off the bench. With Wahab out with foul trouble, Mozone has been very, very effective.
Quiet 10-1 run going for Georgetown right now. Takavic down with the ball, and we're under a minute to play here in the half. Sessoms, that's a pretty move with great body control.
He just took his time. Like, he knew where he wanted to get, and once he planted, he had a little junior hook over the top to make sure it didn't get blocked. Big time move by Sam Sessoms.
Murray started hot, has cooled off a little bit. 13-second differential between game and shot clock. Spears trying to find the open man who wasn't open, and that turnover gives it back to Coppin State with the shot clock turned off.
The Eagles can hold for 1. They want the ball in number 3's hands, no question.
And to Tark.
Maybe not.
Time, and looks like he's going to take it himself. From the top, got it for 3. What a way to end the half for the Eagles within 2 of Georgetown.
Yep, a big-time shot, and the backcourt of Coppin State really carried them. Tark and Sessoms, and Tark just stepped right into that shot. Murray kind of dared him to shoot it. And we got a good game here at the half. Georgetown just up 2. The sophomore Murray's been excellent, but we got to see what happens in the next few minutes of the second half.
When we return, we're going to return to the arena for stats and analysis. Have action inside at Georgetown with a 2-point lead over Coppin State. Leading scorers each with 12. Then to Tark and Brandon Murray. Tark's points came late. Murray's points came early. Here's another statistical oddity for you. Both teams were an exact 11 for 29 from the floor for 38% shooting in that first half. And there's Wahab, who got those 3 fouls and really got limited in his time on the floor.
Well, if you're Pat Ewing, you want Wahab to be on the court and be effective and be able to play through him in the post. If you're Juan Dixon, you want to continue to attack him and hopefully try to get him to pick up his 4th foul. So this will be interesting to see how Wahab can stay on the court and how effective he can be, knowing that he's got 3 fouls already. It's a little double drag action for Sam Sessoms. They're trying to get the ball into the paint, with Sessoms creating some penetration.
And Sessoms hits on the fadeaway to tie it up once again.
And, he's just a big-time one-on-one player. And, I mean, it sounds simple, but he can get his shot whenever he wants. He's not super quick, but super crafty. Nice little step-back dribble to create some space.
You look at what Sessoms could do in that backcourt with Tark. Hard-pressed to believe that Coppin State's going to have another 9-win year this year. And off the steal, I should say, Sessoms gets fouled. It's going on Spears.
And here's Sessoms just going into his bag. He knows he's going to get his spot. Little hesitation, dribble, step back, creates a space. And he is just, I watched him last night versus Charlotte. He had 20 in the first half, and he was barely even breathing hard. He just scores like you breathe. He's very crafty, very good ball handler, which allows him to get his shot, get in space whenever he wants.
Sessoms was fading a bit on that one, and a Cook down with a rebound. Warriors have 11 made field goals and 11 turnovers in this game. Speaking of 11, number 11 can't hit from 3, but Wahab down with a rebound. Pushed off his spot, off the miss, trying for the putback, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
Well, that's a good sign. You know, Wahab, probably his first aggressive move we've seen. Scott is that play right there, an offensive rebound. He wants to get into that left shoulder righty jump hook, which he did. He misses it, but the second effort, and obviously he's aware he's got 3 fouls, but he's also got to maintain that aggressiveness because that's the whole point of him being in the paint.
2 years ago at Georgetown, he was on the Big East All-Tournament team when Patrick Ewing and company won at Madison Square Garden to advance. And you see this kind of aggressive play. Last year at Maryland, he had it early in the season, and then the second half of the year, not so much.
Yeah, his production dropped off, and not really sure why that happened. It just didn't fit. You know, they had some disruption at Maryland, obviously, with Mark Turgeon leaving halfway through the year, and coaching change, and his role changed a little bit. He was not as much of a focal point.
Georgetown with the lead back in the basketball, trying to be a little bit more aggressive in these opening minutes of the second half. Spears feeding the paint. That's where they want it to go, and then back out. And Spears 3. No good. Good position on the rebound for Tark.
Good defensive possession for the Eagles.
That was actually a knuckleball that never spun. You don't see that very often. Murray move.
Well, he can initiate his own offense, and I think we're going to see more of that in the second half, especially with the game being close. Good footwork there and a nice step through.
Sessoms answers right back again, taking it at the big man.
Well, those two guys have been the stars. Murray for Georgetown and Sessoms for Coppin State. Both really coming out with the scoring mentality.
And another rebound for Qudus Wahab. His presence back on the floor with that early foul trouble really being felt here early. On the turnaround, Mozone got it to fall.
And Mozone did a nice job of sealing his man and getting him on his backside. He had the right angle for a shot, and a good look by Spears.
How about that? Back the other way, and Cameron Blue drains it. A line drive 3. That's a gutsy shot with nobody back to rebound.
That's how they want to play, with freedom, with no hesitation, and that's why they're so hard to guard. They shot 17 threes in the first half, Coppin State, and they continue to stay aggressive from behind the arc.
Contact, no call. Back the other way, and Blue with 5 points in a row. He was bothered by foul trouble early, and now he's making his presence felt as Patrick Ewing calls for a timeout. Every time it looks like Coppin State could be going away, they simply don't.
Well, they want to run, and they want to get out in transition, and that's a great look right there for the dunk. Coppin State up 1.
Buying a home? Rocket Mortgage will cover 1% of your rate for the first year at no cost to you, saving you hundreds, even thousands with Inflation Buster. That's more mini vacations, a lot more lattes, more date nights. Plus, if rates drop within 3 years of your home purchase, you get exclusive savings when you refinance with Rate Drop Advantage. That's more cash in your pocket. Save when you buy today and refinance tomorrow. Visit inflationbuster.com to get started.
Hit it. One, two, get loose now.
Get double rewards points this fall. Book now at bestwestern.com.
Well, this resume is getting seen, just not by who you want. You need a better plan.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. An Indeed resume gets you seen by the right people. All without having to do one dance move.
New Michelin Endurance XT silicone wiper blades are engineered for extreme weather performance. With advanced Quad-Tech 4-layer coated silicone that lasts 2 times longer than other blades and endures everything you put them through. Only at Walmart.
Are you sweating? Didn't you use Old Spice dry spray?
Of course I did.
Don't lie to me. Old Spice has long-lasting sweat protection.
Okay, I lied.
Newest thing from Pizza Hut isn't pizza at all. It's cheesy, so crispy, loaded with toppings, and just $6.99. Enough for 2, price for 1. New Pizza Hut melts, just $6.99.
I be like,
Welcome back to FS1 College Hoops, sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. Georgetown Hoyas had their biggest lead of this game with 1:20 left to go in the first half. They were up by 7. Since that time, Coppin State 14-6, and the Eagles have grabbed the lead back again with 16:44 to go.
Yeah, and you look at that stat right there, that tells you a lot, Scott. 28.99 3-point attempts a game last season, 10th most in D1, and they shot 241 more three-pointers than any other team in the NEAC last season. So that tells you what kind of offense that they run.
And it's not anything new. Under Juan Dixon, his 5+ years, it's been more than 27 a game that entire time.
And whether they're making them or not, it stretches the defense. It makes you have to stretch out, which gives you more driving lanes and angles for the offensive team.
Late in the shot clock, I thought Juan Dixon was going to come out on the floor defensively. He ran all the way down to the half-court spot, but he couldn't stop Wahab.
Timely rebound by Wahab, and he goes to that patented jump hook. Wahab seems to be getting a little bit of confidence offensively, starting to assert himself, and they're going to need that.
Those 18-second chance points are the reason why Coppin State doesn't have a bigger lead at times in this one, and why Georgetown is up by 1 here. Eagles in their second game of the year, blown out in D.C. last time they played Georgetown, trying to reclaim it here tonight.
Dear Santa, all I want is the U.S. to win the World Cup. This is the team that's going to make a run. All we have to do is believe. You see this?
There's more.
I believe.
Hello. I saw you move in and I wanted to welcome you to the neighborhood with some homemade biscuits.
Oh, that's so nice.
And a little tip. Geico could help you save on homeowners insurance.
Oh.
Cookies.
Biscuits.
Is there a little nutmeg in there?
Oh, it's my mum's secret recipe.
You can tell me.
It's a secret.
Is it cinnamon?
It's my mum's secret recipe.
Call Geico and see how easy saving on homeowners and condo insurance can be.
I'll come back for the plate.
The chef's chicken sandwiches at Panera, freshly prepared with clean ingredients, spark an explosion of the senses. So when you finally taste it, it just confirms this is fantastic, and only at Panera. $1 delivery fee on our app.
Are we still on for 3?
I'm on the phone.
When your team needs more space to work and eat. Carl, is that mackerel?
No, it's trout.
It matters where you stay.
Fish tacos?
Carl. Hilton for the stay.
Charter members going at it in the Big East tournament. Oh, count it!
If he wins this one, it'll be a gem. What a game at the world's most famous arena.
Start Saturday strong with Big Noon Saturday on Fox. C.J. Stroud and Ohio State look to move one step closer to the playoffs. against Indiana. Touchdown! Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
I was homeless, and U.S. Vet put my life back on the right track. They got me everything needed for a home, and they help you not only get off the street, they help you to start living a real life. We come here together, we leave here together. We're all family.
That is why we at Fox Sports are making Camo our cause this Veterans Day in support of the Honor U.S. Vets campaign. Post wearing your camo on social with hashtag Honor U.S. Vets and visit usvets.org/FoxSport to donate and learn how you can help end veteran homelessness. We come back to play now in a one-point ball game. Georgetown hitting the offensive glass hard. That has helped them tremendously, but a great play call out of the timeout.
You're exactly right. They wanted a screen and roll with Sessoms getting into space so he could create. He drew the defense in and had a beautiful pass. This is why he's so hard to guard. He can score for himself, but he can also set up his teammates.
Feeding the inside. And Wahab turned it over.
A nice job again by Kovacic on the double team. And here's a nice play call. Sessoms just gets the ball. He knows he's going to get the high screen, and he just snakes it. Gets right into the gaps and draws the defense in, and Steers does the easy part with the finish. Juan wants to continue to play through Sessoms, and that ball screen is what they're doing.
Maybe one pass too many. That little baby jump shot was there, but Steers passed it up and turned it over. A Cook got it again. Big man has showed some range here tonight, some good shooting rhythm as he puts Georgetown back in front.
Well, the lack of hesitation by Cook is something that I've seen as a difference in his game. He's playing with confidence, nice catch and shoot, the elevation. And if he can continue to knock down that shot, it gives him another spacing option in their front court.
Another open look from three. Now in among the trees. That's going to be a foul call on a Cook. And Steers is going back to the free throw line.
Now, Steers has been aggressive all night, and he's a little undersized at 6'7", only about 205, but he plays with a motor. He doesn't back down, and he's aggressive. He attacks. He really gives them some force down low, even though he's not the biggest guy in size.
Well, you got to figure out, he learned how to mix it up when he was a kid. He's one of 13, right? So you're in a crowd. You got to figure out a way to get it done. 10 brothers, 2 sisters. Yeah, I'm going to guess that you're comfortable inside in a crowd like that, working your way around.
That's some real-life training. Imagine what it was like getting food there, the dinner table.
Or anything.
Yeah.
How about a seat in the family car?
I don't know. Good read defensively. They sniffed out the backdoor cut. Coppin State did a nice job by Rojas.
Another open three from the corner, and Blue drains it.
Well, it's all off the penetration. When they get into the paint, the defense is collapsing. They're not hugging the shooters. And that's why it's so hard to guard a team like this, because they continue to knock down those threes and take them aggressively.
That was the biggest lead of the night, but Georgetown gets 2 back. With under 14 to go, we have got ourselves a competitive ball game here tonight.
Well, it's 2 different styles. Georgetown wants to continue to play through the paint and attack the basket. And Coppin State is getting into the paint, but they're kicking it out for threes and stretching the defense.
On the drive, Blue couldn't hit. The putback is there, and Steers has a chance at a 3-point play.
Great job by Steers. He knew the shot was going to come off, or at least he hoped it was, and he came in from the weak side. Nobody puts a body on him, and that's the beauty of penetration, is the defense has to react. Whoever was guarding Steers, I believe it was a Cook, left him to rotate, and that left Steers wide open for the putback dunk.
You played the game. You know a rebounder always anticipates the miss, tries to figure out the angle that it's coming off the rim. He did all of that right there, and he got a clear path to the basket. Another 3-point play. He's got 12. And it's a 5-point lead for Coppin State, their biggest of the night.
And Georgetown right now has got to figure out.
Oh, you figure it out pretty easily.
Well, that was a broken play, but Cook has been active with getting those 50-50 balls and just has a nose for the ball, even though the ball was loose. Cook in the right place at the right time.
Way outside, and Sessoms missed the three. Now in transition, it's Murray playing one-on-one. Little Euro step gets blocked away.
That's clean block. The crowd doesn't want it, but it looked like a clean block. It was on the way up.
Lou thought about another three. They close to the shooter as Bristol gets out there. And Coppin State will reset it. Boy, he wants one, doesn't he?
Well, they take quick shots, and that's the one thing that could play into Georgetown's favor, because you don't want to be complacent if you're Coppin State, but you also want to make the defense work a little bit.
Steers another massive block, and how about the other way? But they're going to call the foul on Brandon Murray, and that is not going to be popular.
We got to see a replay of that. That was either a big-time block or a big-time take. The elevation, that was a clean block.
Again, is their body down low?
Oh, no, there's a body. There's a lot of body there. That angle showed us that was definitely a foul. Great effort. And you love the competitiveness of this game. You know, Cameron Blue was looking to take Murray's head off.
Again, Blue had 3 fouls in the first half. He's got all 8 of those points that he has here in the second. After spending a lot of time sitting, redshirt senior out of Greenville, South Carolina.
Good clean foul by Murray. You don't want to give up a dunk or a layup. Make him earn it on the strike.
And he missed a pair. Chance to extend the lead once again. 2 missed free throws. Georgetown trying to capitalize now. Catch and shoot. And a Cook down with an offensive rebound. It's been a theme tonight for the Hoyas. A Cook wants a three. He got it. He is dominating for the Hoyas right now and keeping them in this ball game. Ties it up at 53.
Well, he's playing with a lot of freedom, a lot of confidence to Cook, and he's been active on the glass, but he's also been a really big-time shot maker tonight with the catch and shoot action.
Sessoms leaned in, and that's a veteran move as he draws the foul on Wayne Bristol.
And a Cook, the transfer from UConn, asserting himself, knocking down the big shots and showing that leadership that Pat Ewing needs with the new team. The Hoyas got this game tied.
Will remain radioactive for years to come. Well, thank goodness it's time for the good news of the week.
And boy, do we need it.
Well, this safe driver saved money with the Snapshot app from Progressive. How do you feel?
Good.
He's better than good. He got rewarded for driving safe and driving less.
Sorry, Barb, just to confirm, this is the feel-good news of the week?
This is what we found.
Yay, Snapshot.
I'll be back in a sec.
We can't wait forever.
Oh, your nacho fries, please.
Made with Mexican spices. Made for nacho cheese sauce. Only at Taco Bell.
Whenever heartburn strikes, get fast relief with Tums. It's time to love food back.
Tums. The Gavitt Tip-Off Games return on FS1. 2 powerhouse conferences square off. The Big East. Wow. The Big Ten. Butler, Penn State, Monday at 8:30 Eastern on FS1.
A job well done deserves the perfect thank you. So you planned that thank you thinking of every detail with the promotional product experts at 4imprint. They had the items you were looking for, printed your logo perfectly, and guaranteed your order would arrive on time. And now, did you get it right? You most certainly did. When the moment needs to be just right, go to 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
With ButcherBox, you can share food you trust with people that you love. ButcherBox delivers grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Get high-quality meat sourced from trusted partners with free shipping always, so you can enjoy the important things. Join us at the table. Your Thanksgiving main course is on us. Get your free turkey today.
Well, Cook has been the man of the hour, most recently with his shot making and his leadership, making plays inside and out. The transfer from UConn really asserting himself. He's known as a shot blocker, but offensively, he's been really, really dominant with his ability to stretch the floor. He's knocked down a couple threes. He's on the verge of a double-double here, playing a really good game.
Born in Sudan, moved to Manchester, New Hampshire as a young child, and as we said, some time at UConn, a varying playing time and success. But he's going to get an opportunity in this system this year on this roster to play an awful lot. And you're beginning to see the various things that he can bring to this team.
Yeah, most importantly, he's healthy. I mean, he battled. He came back from an Achilles injury at UConn and just never could get back up to speed. This is a chance for him to get a reset and start the second phase of his college career.
Tie game, under 12 minutes left to go.
Georgetown still in man-to-man. They're trying to play with someone with more size on Sessoms with Murray.
Oh, my.
And it doesn't matter. He looks at Murray like, hey, man, you're giving me too much space, and I'm going to make you pay for it. Both those guys respect each other's games, but Sessoms doesn't hesitate. He's got the green light, and he takes advantage.
Figure 8, 9 feet beyond the arc on that one, and now a Cook is called for setting an illegal screen. He's called for the foul.
Yeah, that's a momentum breaker for Georgetown. You're fighting so hard to keep going, and a Cook gets called for an offensive illegal screen. He moved out a little bit. You can't do that. That's an easy call to make. And if I'm Georgetown here, I think about trapping Sessoms on the ball screen because he's just too good one-on-one.
That's even further back for Tark. He said, if you can do it, Sam, so can I.
Well, you know, they're going to dare these guys to shoot at Sessoms and Tark, and every time they give them space, they're going to take the shot. I can guarantee it. That's how they play. That's how Juan Dixon wants them to play. Georgetown's got to be a little bit more aggressive on the perimeter with their ball pressure.
We are getting into upset alert zone. Murray started hot, has cooled off considerably since. If that pass was there, you know that was going up for blue from the corner.
They get the switch here with Sessoms. This is what he wants. He wants to switch so he can have that advantage.
Missed on the fadeaway. Mozone down with the rebound for Georgetown. Buying contact. Primo Spears does get that contact.
Well, it's coming down to which team can execute in the half court. You know, you take away the transition opportunities, which have been few and far between in this shot.
Patrick Ewing said, you know, last year, you end up having the kind of year we did, lose 25 games, 19 of them in the Big East. He said, that's on me. He said, but that's over now. This is an entirely different set of circumstances that we start the year with. And let's see what these guys can do on the floor together. Sometimes that takes time in terms of how guys play in combination. Shot clock winding down, and Tark, the steal specialist, gets one here. Good look inside, a little hesitation, and a block shot.
Look, Cook got a piece of that. Nice job.
But guess who? Tark got another steal. And this time, the left hand works for Justin Winston. And that's going to be a timeout called for by Coppin State after an 8-1 run.
Yeah, 3-possession game here. Coppin State has turned it up, and defensively, they've been able to get some loose balls and push the tempo in their favor. Aggressive strips. Tark again with the quick hands. Both him and Sessoms have done a good job of deflecting the ball and getting steals. And you see Coppin State wants to run selectively. They're not just a half-court team. When this man has the ball systems, you can guarantee he's going to make a good decision the majority of the time.
Defense leading to offense for this Coppin State team. And, of course, we said Tark led the nation in steals per game last year, set a school record for steals in a season with 94 of them.
Yeah, you know, both those guys, Sessoms and Tark, give you some leadership because they're going to pressure the ball, and they're also going to help off the ball and strip you if you're loose with it. And Georgetown has had a couple of times when they've been loose with the ball or they've been careless. And if I'm Pat Ewing right now, with this lineup, you're going to keep a Cook in at the 5. See if you can get Murray going a little bit more. Have him maybe run off a screen and get some action going to the basket. That's when he's been at his best, when he's getting downhill.
Coppin State was picked to finish 5th in the MEAC preseason poll. I got to tell you, with the two guys they've got in that backcourt, they're going to be a very hard team to beat in that regular season schedule this year.
A lot of people think they have the best backcourt in the MEAC, and there's a lot of good teams in the MEAC, obviously. We talk about Norfolk State, North Carolina Central, Howard, just to name a few.
Off the thick pass, Mozone steps into his shot to break the 8-1 run.
Well, Mozone had a nice job, froze the defense with that ball fake, and that gave him a wide open look.
Speaking of wide open looks, but that one doesn't fall for Mike Hood. Live by the 3, die by the 3. And in this case, Bristol with the reverse lay-in as Georgetown gets him back-to-back to pull within 3.
And Bristol got an angle to the rim and took that quick drive. Baseline, used the rim as a shield. Good-looking player, Bristol. Junior guard from Maryland.
I would say the intensity is ramping up right now, but it's been like this all night. Tark can't hit from 3, and Georgetown down. They can pull within 1 or tie on this possession. The zone almost missed the rim.
Nice contest by Coppin State. They got a hand in Mozone's face. Forced him to take a tough challenge shot. And this is becoming a battle of will here. Both teams a little tired, a little winded. This is the second game for Coppin State off a back-to-back. Losing to Charlotte last night, and quick turnaround for them. The Hoyas in their first game of the season.
That ball knocked away from behind, but it'll stay the same way. Coppin State gets it back when we come back. Like the line from the Untouchables in an all-out prize fight. You see which is the last man standing, then you know who won. 7:27 to go.
Type 2 diabetes? Discover the power of 3 in the Ozempic Tri-Zone.
In my Ozempic Tri-Zone, I lowered my A1C, CV risk, and lost some weight.
Ozempic provides powerful A1C reduction. In studies, the majority of people reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it. Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events, such as stroke, heart attack, or death, in adults also with known heart disease. And you may lose weight. Adults lost up to 14 pounds. Ozempic isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take Ozempic if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrineoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Gallbladder problems may occur. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Join the millions already taking Ozempic. Ask your healthcare provider about the Ozempic Tri-Zone.
You may pay as little as $25 for a 3-month prescription.
This is not laptop country. That's not to say technology doesn't have its place. Even here. At Ariat, we make boots and workwear with an eye to how technology can improve your day. And a mindset that whatever is good today can be made better tomorrow. You work hard. We're right there with you.
The only thing I regret about my life was hiring local talent. If I knew about Upwork, I would have hired actually talented people from all over the world, instead of talentless people from all over my house.
We have got a good one with 7:27 left to play. Coppin State on top, 61-58. Start Saturday strong with Big Noon Saturday on Fox. Number 2 Ohio State hosts Indiana, followed by another Big Ten matchup as Maryland battles number 14 Penn State. Then in primetime, number 6 Oregon looks to continue their push for the playoffs when they take on Washington. All on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Man. Jerome Williams, Georgetown legend, just walked by. Good to see him in the building. His nickname was Junkyard Dog.
Give the man a seat in the microphone. He was right on top of you.
Yeah, I thought he was going to take the mic from me.
Shot clock winding down, and that is a shot clock violation. So out of the timeout. Too much time. Juan Dixon can't be happy about that.
No, well, they used some length. Mozone, 6'6", much bigger than Sessom. They put him on Sessom to try to slow him down and got a good contest.
Murray's got 16 to lead the way. Most of those came early first, and he's rejected again. And now a Cook is fouled, going for the loose ball.
I think this game is going to come down to loose balls. And here, Murray tried to force a bull his way to the rim, but Steer said, not under my watch. And good recovery again by a Cook who's done a good job of being available to get those 50-50 balls.
Now inside, he's fouled by Steers, and a Cook is going to the free throw line.
Well, they're starting to play through a Cook, and rightfully so. He's been consistently aggressive. On the out of bounds, he dives to the basket on an out of bounds play that was pretty much called for him to flash to the basket and little screen and pop, or screen and roll, I should say.
And that foul was down low. It was on Tark, and that's significant because that's his fourth. We got 7:07 left to go, and a big part of what Coppin State is trying to do is now playing with 4. And he's going to have to come out of the ball game.
Yep, and that's a dilemma that Juan Dixon has to deal with now. There's a lot of time left, 7 minutes and 7 seconds, and the way that Tark plays, he's not the kind of guy that you can just leave out there and hope he just stays foul free.
And a Cook hits on the second. We've got a 1-point game. He's got a double-double tonight with 15 points and 11 boards.
Great job.
Turnover.
On the full court pressure, Murray did a great job of denying Sessoms the ball and forced Steer to throw the ball out of bounds. A great job by Murray getting his hand in the passing lane.
Coppin State is 0 for their last 4, 1 for their last 7. Georgetown's got a 6-0 run going here. This could be the time for the Hoyas. Murray squared up, wanted a foul call, didn't get it as he fired an air ball. And now you get a foul call after the fact. It's going to go against Georgetown.
Pat Ewan helps up his player, and Murray was frustrated because he thought that he drew the foul, but you know, the officials have been pretty consistent tonight in letting them play. You know, there's been some contact, but it's been pretty consistent on both sides, in my opinion.
You got some veteran officials on the floor.
Pat Driscoll, a longtime Big East ref. Clarence Armstrong as well.
So Mike Hood, senior out of Kansas City, hitting on his first.
And fouled out in 16 minutes off the bench in their season opener last night, but here's a guy who has had some big scoring games in his career. 28 points, career high versus Howard.
Career's also taken him around a little bit. Montana State, Southern Idaho, Moberly Area Community College. This is his 4th stop. His team is up by 3. 20 points off the bench tonight for Coppin State. That's a good defensive play to cut off Spears. Now Murray in traffic, and it's going to be a late whistle and a reach-in foul on Hood.
Well, the initial action was for Murray, and they try to run him off a staggered, double staggered screen. He caught it, and you know, Coppin State is doing a good job of staying in front, but it's usually the second reversal when Georgetown can get some action and get a chance to draw a foul or make a play to the basket.
Mozone, catch and shoot off the inbound.
He's a good-looking player in Mozone. He comes, you know, he does a good job of moving without the ball and catching in space. 6'6", good size. Got good mechanics on the shot as well.
Sesson's dishing, and he had a block shot, but the whistle again. It's going to be on Bristol. And Steers is going back to the free throw line.
Yeah, Bristol got called for the strip. A Cook, it's almost like if Bristol would have left him alone, a Cook had the clean block. Everything being challenged at the rim. And who do we see at the foul line again? Justin Steers. We've been to the foul line 7 times so far. Everything has come from him attacking the basket.
Had been 5 for 6 from the free throw line before that miss. And now down to the other end, and not just the foul call, but they are working on Wayne Bristol Jr. down at the end of that Georgetown bench. One out of 2.
Timeout, 30-second timeout.
This is all about coaching. This is all about situational basketball.
That's right.
That's what Juan Dixon's doing, and that's what Patrick Ewing wants to do. Again, dealing with an entirely fresh set of faces, which is a challenge in and of itself. But the biggest thing is you take a look at what they've got in front of them. Green Bay, Northwestern, Loyola Marymount. Which combination of which guys on the floor works in which spot? And when you haven't played a game yet, it takes a while to find just how that mix works.
Well, we're seeing that tonight. You know, Wahab has not even been in the game much in the second half. It's been really an adjustment by Pat Ewing, playing a Cook at the 5 spot and playing with a smaller lineup.
Coppin State's got a lot of games in the month of November, and interestingly, they're not doing as much traveling this year as they did last year. They got 14 non-conference road games. 9 of them are within 3 hours of their campus in Baltimore. You see Bristol sitting down. They were working on his left foot or left ankle.
Well, they had a tough year last year at Coppin State. They went 1-14 in non-conference play to start the year with their lone win against Loyola Maryland, but they finished strong with a run to the MEAC conference tourney. And, you know, if you're a coach like Juan Dixon, you're hoping that momentum from last year can carry over to this year with a leader like Tarkin and the addition of someone like Sam Sessoms, the Penn State transfer. You have some core guys there that you can kind of depend on for that leadership.
They were the number 7 seed in that MEAC conference tournament. They made it to the championship game. A Cinderella run that almost got them into the NCAAs.
They ran the same play again for Murray.
And there's a foul from behind on Wahab, who came down with the offensive rebound off the miss by a Cook.
You go back to the bigger lineup, and I like that adjustment by Pat Ewing. Now you have some size with the twin towers of Wahab and a Cook down low. And then Murray, who kind of plays bigger than he is at 6'5". Strong, explosive. You have a strong front court on the lineup.
If you're a Georgetown fan, you're hoping against hope that Qudus Wahab goes back to being the player he was 2 years ago, wearing the blue and gray.
He averaged 12 and 8 when he was here. And even though he hasn't scored the ball great, he's still on the verge of getting the double-double.
Sessoms has it knocked away. Guess who? It's the star of the night for Georgetown, a Cook with Cook.
Well, you love the emotion from a Cook. He's the guy that gets excited to play defense. You know, he led the Big East, he led the AAC, American Athletic Conference, in blocks before UConn moved to the Big East. He's got length, timing, and he has a no layup rule in his mind. He doesn't want anything going to the basket without it being contested.
That incredible reach allows him to avoid a foul and still time the block. He's got 4 of them on the night. inside. Nobody's blocking that one. How about the offensive rebound and the putback? All the work from Justin Steers.
Relentless. You know, Steers has been battling all night long, taking hits, battling bigger opponents and not backing down at all. He's been a man for this Coppin State team.
Wahab fouled on the way back up. He's going to get a chance to tie the game at the 5:41 mark with the foul call on Alex Rojas.
Well, most of the offensive rebounds by Wahab and Cook have come after Spears or Murray get into the gaps and draw defenders to them. You know, Spears hasn't had a great offensive game, but what he's done is he's caused defenses to collapse multiple times, leaving Wahab open or Cook open for the offensive rebound.
Both of these teams set a kind of a breakneck early pace. There was a lot of intense basketball in the opening 5 minutes. And you're seeing that effect right now. You got more guys leaning over and pulling on their shorts as they stand at the foul line. And Wahab now with 11 points, 11 boards. He's got a double-double, and we've got a tie ball game. Looked like the ball got knocked away, and it turns into a basket at the other end that gives Georgetown the lead.
Well, the explosiveness and the speed by Primo, probably the fastest guy on this Georgetown team. When he gets out in the open court, he's hard to stop.
First lead for Georgetown since 46-45. Sessons missed on the three, and again along the inside. An offensive rebound, this time the foul for Georgetown will go on Mozone.
And guess who gets the offensive rebound for Coppin State? Justin Steers.
Justin Steers is really asserting himself inside right now.
Great job with the strip by Murray on the backdoor cut, and that leads to a good leak out by Spears, who, when he's got a defender backpedaling, he did the right thing. He attacked the basket and used his speed to finish.
15 points on the night for Steers, make it 16 now.
Steers is just outworking people. You know, he's always there. Any type of scrum or any type of conflict in the paint, he's usually coming up with the ball.
He's one rebound away from a double-double of his own now. 5 minutes to go in a tie ball game. Drains it from three-point range.
Well, you like the fact that Spears shot that with confidence. He hasn't shot the ball great, but he knows he's got to keep the defense honest and take those shots when he has them.
What a defensive recovery, but now heading down to the floor is a Cook. He got faked into the air and then made one big step down the lane to block that shot by Steers.
Might have got hit in the eye, it looks like.
That's what it looks like from here. Yep. The hand, as Steers was going up with his left hand, the right hand inadvertently catching a Cook.
Great block. That's Cook's, I think it's his 5th block.
It is.
Yeah. Turnover.
Yep. And at the 4:41 mark, Georgetown by 3 with the basketball. Can they assert themselves now to take control of the game?
Well, in the half court, they're running sets for Murray, and Murray hasn't necessarily been the scorer, but, you know, they're playing through him, and he wants that kind of leadership here. As you see him with the ball, he's going to make the play and make the defense react.
High off the glass for Murray. His first points in a while, and Georgetown expands it out to a 5-point game.
Great read. He rejects the ball screen. The defense thought he was going to use it, and he gets straight into the paint off a nice driving angle to finish.
Blue nails a 3. Every time the Hoyas have tried to separate themselves tonight, Coppin State has had an answer.
Oh, if you're Georgetown, you got to know one thing. You got to get out to shooters and make sure you get a hand high to contest. Sometimes Georgetown's got caught in the paint too deep, which has allowed guys like Sessoms and Tark and Blue to get clean, uncontested looks.
There's a bench warning to Coppin State. There was a lot of activity there along the bench. I believe it was John Auslander who was patrolling that sideline a little too vigorously for the officials. And guess what? He just got a foul call.
I believe that's 5 for Wahab.
That fouled Wahab out of the game.
Coppin State not going away. When they got three-point shooters like this, they're always in the game. The drive and kick has been their best offense. Blue, corner pocket is good.
Sunday, an iconic showdown shaped by history, fueled by passion, a rivalry reborn. Cowboys, Packers, Sunday on Fox.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
And to handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah, road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires.
Dude, you coming? Because the only thing dripping should be your style. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. With Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold and Flu Relief. Also try for Fizzy Fast Cough Relief.
Spicy buns, spicy sauce, spicy seasoning, spicy jalapenos, ooh, spicy fries. Boy, Arby's getting loose with the spice on the new Diablo sandwiches and fries. Arby's, we have the meats.
Just about as close as it can get with 3:53 left to go here in this ball game. Georgetown over Coppin State by a bucket. And there is your 5th foul of the night. And it couldn't be more clear, could it?
No, it was obvious. Obviously, Wahab is frustrated. He's over there talking to the officials, trying to plead his case, but there's really no case. He extended his arm, and Steers was right there for him defensively to take the charge. And I got to give credit to Justin Steers. This guy has been phenomenal on both ends, double-double. And we've seen a number of guys really step up. Both teams have got multiple guys in double figures. Really hard-fought game. Coppin State, as we talked about, coming back from a road trip at Charlotte to come back tonight and really battle like this has been impressive.
Wahab, the double-double, but fouls out. Remember, he's got 4 inches and 40 pounds on Justin Steers, who's really fought him all night long. And Blue, who's been shooting all night, used the shot fake to buy the contact. It's going to send him to the free throw line.
And that's why it's so hard to guard this team, because, Bristol thought Blue was going to take the three. He didn't close out low enough to be in a stance, and Blue just went right past him and threw the foul.
Cameron Blue played his basketball last year at Fordham. His head coach was Kyle Neptune, who's now the head coach at Villanova. Won his debut last night.
Yeah. Excited for Kyle.
Tie game, 3:48 to go.
Now you expect the Hoyas to continue to play through Murray as the primary playmaker and the facilitator here.
Spears at the foul line came wide open.
beautiful. The spacing was there, the tempo, and he came off that ball screen with one thing in mind, to pull up and knock down the shot. Good leadership by Spears.
This is all possession by possession now. Sessoms throwing through. And the three-pointer is good for Rojas.
Great spacing. And Sessoms knew he had the play that he wanted to make because he had a mismatch. Cook was trying to guard him. A little hesitation dribble to freeze him allowed him to get in the paint and drive and dish.
12 made three-pointers for Coppin State. They lead it by 1 with under 3 left to go. On Dixon running to the half-court stripe. Telling his defenders that he wants him to squeeze the offense. Mozone steps into it. Short. Coppin State with the basketball, leading by 1.
Good defensive possession for Coppin State.
Throwing through, Blue. Shot fake, now the shot won't fall, and Murray down with the rebound for Georgetown.
For Georgetown, you want to get to the paint.
Bristol wanted to catch and shoot, it wasn't there, but he buys the contact, and Blue just got his 4th foul.
That'll be a 1-on-1 for Bristol. Bristol has done a good job of attacking off the bounce, and knew he had the angle to get into the paint.
As we said, Coppin State knows Wayne Bristol, former MEAC Rookie of the Year when he was playing at Howard. Sat out last year as a transfer and missed the front end of the 1-and-1.
Big miss. Now Coppin State can continue to attack, but also use some clock. A lot of time left. Just a 1-point game here. This is who you want to have the ball.
Sessoms threw it off a Cook, but it's a double dribble.
Excellent job in the Cook. You can see why he's such a great defender. The versatility to get out and guard and use his length and not get beat. One of the best defenders I think we have in this Big East.
I'll tell you what, you got some guts if you decide you want to pull the trigger on a 3 with that guy 1 step and 1 long arm away from you. Murray lost his footing briefly. 1:45 left to go. Spears got it, and the lead back for Georgetown.
And Spears, second play in a row, he's used the ball screen. Previous, he pulls up. This time he reads the defense and gets all the way to the paint with a nice finish.
And slipping down the lane, a chance for Steers to go back to the free throw line with 1:26 to go.
The pick and roll has been the primary offensive weapon for both teams. And whichever team can guard the pick and roll, I think is going to win this game. And Spears did a great job of rolling to the rim, and when he rolls, he catches and gathers, but knows he's going to attack the rim and goes back to a familiar place, the foul line.
And the left-hander hits the first to tie it. 86 seconds left to go.
Steers on the verge of a 20-10 game now. 18 points, 10 rebounds.
He's been fantastic. And he gives his team the lead again. Partner, it's a hell of a basketball game.
It is, man. I'm loving it. A lot of strategy here.
Oh, jump stop, Spears.
And you know he read that beautifully. The defense was playing him as if he was going to use the ball screen, but he rejects it and gets right into the paint for the runner.
Sessoms missed the 3. And the rebound saved in bounds by Mozone. We're going to cross a minute left to go. Georgetown by 1.
And Primo Spears hasn't shot the ball great, but he's come up clutch when his team has needed him most. Making 2 big plays as Pat Ewing is going to call a timeout and regroup.
He wants to set this up properly with 51-1 left and 14 on the shot clock. He's going to take a full timeout here as he talks this over. This is a huge possession coming up.
And just watch Spears read this. Sessoms thought he was going to use the ball screen, He tried to force him to the side, and instead of going over the top, he goes right into the paint and snakes his way into the lane for that nice floater. And you got to give Primo Spears a lot of credit for staying with that aggressive mindset. Even though he hadn't shot the ball great, he was still a threat and made 2 big plays when his team needed it most.
And while earlier in the game there were times that he looked like he might have been a little bit out of control, what we just saw right there was tremendous fundamental basketball. 328 days since their last win. Second longest active streak in Division I right now. The 21-game losing streak could come to an end here at 51 seconds.
And it doesn't matter who it's against. Coppin State, a MEAC team, or a Big East team. This Georgetown team is trying to get back to that familiar taste of winning. And this is their first opportunity with a new team. Scott, we talked about that. A new team of 9 new guys learning how to play together. This is a good step. Primo Spears has been the catalyst.
11 of the Hoyas' last 13 points.
And if I'm Pat Ewing coming out of this timeout, there's a couple things I want to see. I don't want to settle for a jump shot. You're in the bonus. And I want the ball in one of my playmakers' hands, either Spears or Murray. You want them to initiate the offense and make a play getting into the paint.
14 on the shot clock. Georgetown's got the possession arrow. Both teams with 1 timeout left. Driving. Spears did it again. He's got 20. And Georgetown on top by 3.
The burst. He came off that ball screen like a shot out of a cannon. He knew he was going to get to the rim. He just had to get it over the outstretched arms of the defense, which he did.
Sessons driving, kicking, and a steal for Murray. This time they saw that pass to the corner coming. And there's almost no differential left between game and shot clock. Coppin State had to foul.
And the Georgetown backcourt of Spears and Murray are starting to show why they're so important to this team getting back on the winning track. Those 2 young men have been the guys that have been most consistently good tonight. And if I'm Pat Ewing and I'm able to get this win, I got to really kind of recognize that those are 2 guys that I know I can count on when the team is in a bind.
That foul on Blue was his 5th. His night is done. And here is Spears at the free throw line, where he's 5 out of 6 tonight. Can't end the game, but he can turn it into a 2-possession game by making a foul shot here.
And they're checking something here. I don't know if they're checking the shot clock or the game clock.
Well, the shot clock and the game clock were almost exactly the same, and now they're separated by about 6 seconds. But they were clarifying that it was the correct shooter, and Georgetown's pretty happy about that because hottest guy in the building right now is going to the line.
Shot 75% from the foul line last year.
And that is a huge free throw. Georgetown will call for another timeout to set the defense now in a 2-possession game with just under 26 seconds left.
Well, it always helps when your point guard can make foul shots and be dependable. And this young man, Primo Spears, is really taking over the game. You know, in his last 5 minutes, he's made every play. And it's coming from him being aggressive, making the right reads with the ball screen, and being that guy that can create for himself, finishing strong at the rim, and just being able to control tempo with his ability to navigate the defense and really read and react off that ball screen pick and roll action.
He's got 14 of Georgetown's last 16 points. And he's got to the position right now that if he could play some defense, you're going to walk out of here with a very hard-fought win. Career high 21 in the game. 14 of them have come in the last 5 minutes.
Now, if you're Georgetown and you make this, you want to get back and be ready for Coppin State to get up a quick three, which they have no problem doing.
Well, Coppin State doesn't need to necessarily take the three first.
They do not, you're right, but you know how they play.
Oh, yeah. They're going to go right to the hole. A Cook changed the shot. Down off the rebound, the lay-in, and the quick timeout for Juan Dixon. It was Steers who came up with the offensive rebound. He's now got 21. And now Coppin State can set their defense down by 3.
And Steers continues to assert himself, and he's been a monster on the glass all night. Just scrappy, tough, and won't be denied. And now we got a one-possession game, and first and foremost, Georgetown's going to have to get the ball inbounds. They don't have any more timeouts left, the Hoyas. And then they have to be prepared to get fouled and make their foul shots to make this a two-possession game.
Look at the differential in bench points. Coppin State a 32-4 advantage. They've also hit 7 more three-pointers, but Georgetown with 16 more rebounds. And neither team is led by more than 7 in what has been a really entertaining and well-played basketball game tonight.
Well, it's been 2 different styles. I mean, you look at that stats, those stats right there. Coppin State took 34 threes. Half of their field goals have been behind the arc. And then Georgetown only took 15 threes. So it's 2 different styles that have clashed, and it really kind of come to a head here as we wind down to this last 17 seconds.
Now remember, one key here is that Patrick Ewing took that timeout to set his defense before the second foul shot. Juan Dixon's out of timeouts, but so is Patrick Ewing, and his guy is doing the inbounding right now.
Yeah, good point. And without any timeouts, obviously, the first thing you want to do is get the ball in. Then you got to be prepared to get trapped. They're going to do the out-of-bounds play with all 5 guys on the baseline. You see teams do this occasionally.
And they get it right into the right hands. Times 2. Murray almost got it taken away, and finally a foul call comes. Tukavicic finally gets called for the foul for Coppin State. For a moment there, it looked like they were going to wrestle the ball away from Brandon Murray.
Yeah, you're right. They almost got a tie-up. Murray was strong with the ball and was able to draw the foul.
One of the things, though, if you're the coach, you're saying is, okay, be strong here. We've got the possession hour. They tie you up, we get it back again.
Now Murray can, I won't say ice the game because 10 seconds is still a lot of time, but make it a 2-possession game.
Awfully tough to score twice in 10 seconds. But the door creaks open just a little bit.
Now, if Murray misses this shot, Pat Ewing's got a decision to make. Do you foul? I would foul, especially with this Coppin State team. I would foul under 6 seconds. Sometimes you can't time it exactly right, but let's see if Murray can knock this foul shot down. Then my point doesn't even matter.
But he couldn't. He missed it. And the opportunity now is there for Coppin State into the forecourt. Here comes Clark. He got the three-point look. Shot no good. Another opportunity before the buzzer. It's good! It's good! Mike Hood drills it at the buzzer. And we are going to overtime, tied at 83. Unbelievable ending.
Pat Ewing's look sums it up. You're up 3. You missed 2 foul shots. And Coppin State is now aggressively attacking. I tell you what, this Coppin State team, you can look at their face. They're not nervous. They're not tight. They're excited. Like they're ready to play another 5-minute session. And if I'm Georgetown, you want to just continue to play through Spears and Murray. And then obviously you got to make your foul shots. Tough scenario for Murray to miss both of those foul shots where he could have iced it. But you got to move on from that. Next play.
Each team goes into the overtime down one of their starters to fouls. Cameron Blue out for Coppin State. Qudus Wahab out for Georgetown.
So right into that ball screen action with Spears again.
He's been the hot hand. Missed on the first.
Coppin State's going to have really good spacing here.
Wild angle and high off the glass, no good. Murray and Spears are going at it. They were 2-on-3 there for a moment. Spears really feeling it.
Well, he's a different player because his confidence is high. I think he's made 5 of his last 6 shots. And that was probably the toughest one he's made of all of them.
That's a foul call on Bristol. And that was not a popular move on the Georgetown bench. He just fouled out of the ball game.
Becoming a game of attrition for Georgetown, losing their second player now to a foul. Great play by Spears with the runner and the touch there.
Frustrating night for Wayne Bristol Jr. Couple of fouls called. Ended up hitting the deck a couple of times, and now he is fouled out of the game in a key spot. With 4:20 left in the extra period, Jordan Riley is going to come in, pulled off the bench for the first time tonight, because Georgetown wasn't exactly sure how much is there in their rotation, where and when in those spots just yet. And Mike Hood, the hero at the end of regulation. And one more try here to tie this game back up again. $85 apiece. We're in overtime. The season opener for Georgetown. The second game of the year in as many nights for Coppin State. Mozone. The miss and an uncontested rebound for Tark.
Coppin State now looking to.
Oh my. All right, son.
Not a great shot. Even though he gets a pass, because they wouldn't even be here if Hood didn't make the 3 to tie up this game. So not his strength to take a contested 3, but here we go. Still a lot of time left. 3:45 tied up.
13 ties, 16 lead changes. All kinds of intensity all night long. Murray, wild shot. Mozone picked it out of the air and banked it home.
Oh, good good aggressive offensive rebound. Mozone comes in from the weak side, kind of snuck in behind the defense, and nobody even saw him. Mozone's kind of a sneaky player. He just sneaks up on you. Makes plays.
Tark, almost a set shot from way outside. Off the miss, Georgetown trying to grab control back now. 3:10 left to play.
Coppin State still trying to force the ball to the sideline, trying to take away that middle, which means that there may be an angle if Spears can get some penetration.
And Mozone is fouled. Foul call going to be on Mike Hood.
But one thing you notice with the Hoyas is if they get a couple sequences where they can change sides of the floor, make the defense shift, they're able to get more continuity and more drives to the basket instead of just one-on-one play. And I think that's one of the things you have to recognize when you play a team like Coppin State, where guys are flying around and trying to force you to the sideline. You want to reverse the ball a couple times.
First one is good. Bryson Mozone, grad transfer from USC upstate. Guy who's played a lot of basketball in his career. Playing his first game in a Georgetown uniform and standing at the line in a big spot as he makes 2.
He's a smooth player. Got good mechanics, smooth shot. Sessoms has been a little quiet lately. Let's see if he can get going a little bit.
Oh, nice pocket picked. Spears. And a 3-point play opportunity for Primo Spears as Georgetown tries to put this game away.
What a steal. I mean, he just took Sessom's lunch money, and to make matters worse, He goes down the court and lays it in. Caught him on the spin move, which is a vulnerable spot if you're a ball handler, and he just snatches it. And the explosiveness, the athleticism, Spears looks like he just launched himself up over the top and takes the contact.
Missed the free throw, but a 6-point game now.
Hoya switching everything defensively.
Another near steal, but Tark cashes in with the bank shot that gets his team back to within 4.
If you're the Hoyas, you don't need any quick shots, but you still want to stay aggressive. Two-possession game here.
You know you want that guy to get a touch. Feeding it down low. Murray finds the open man. And a three-pointer for the top for a Cook.
Well, they're playing inside out. When you get a paint touch, it opens up the perimeter for shots. And the Cook has knocked down multiple threes. That's his second three of the night. 2 for 4.
Sessom's the miss. Georgetown can walk it across. Coming up on 90 seconds left to go, and they've got this game in their hands now. Up by 7 in overtime.
Oh, it's been the backcourt. It's been Spears and Murray as a catalyst, and then a Cook with a big-time monster game. Double-double effort to go along with 5 blocks.
Spears getting it inside. They kick it back out. Mozone nails the 3, and a nail in the coffin. Just over a minute left to go. We got a 10-point game. The biggest lead of the night for either team comes in overtime. Oh, my goodness. Jordan Riley with authority and impunity.
He's a great athlete. We know that from last year. Sophomore from New York. And this is a happy crowd here in D.C.
No longer fearful. They're on their feet cheering because they know which way this one's going to go. And there's an exclamation point for Primo Spears. 28 points on the game.
It's a big-time game, big-time performance by Spears.
And they're going to call that goaltending on Jordan Riley. And now, with a technical foul, things are getting ugly.
Yeah, Coppin State wasn't happy with Jordan Riley. Riley didn't do anything wrong. All he did was block the shot and got called for the foul.
Spears is ejected from the game. That's a rough, unfortunate ending to a terrific night. You could say
he's a good player.
Poked, yeah.
He's a good player, Spears. He played great.
21 and 12 on the night. Kept his team in this game. His night is over now. As we get the explanation here courtside.
That was a goaltender.
So we're looking at the replay right now as we also get the explanation. That's goaltending.
So Mike Palau just explained to us that they're gonna look at the goaltend. The block was called a goaltend, and then they're gonna, because it's under 2 minutes, they're going to review what happened after that. There was a little bit of a scuffle because after that, which we saw, but they're going to review the goaltend first.
But this might also have implications beyond just these last 22 seconds that happened there. So let's take another look at exactly what happened.
We'll watch it here. Jordan Riley goes up. And it actually looks like a clean block. It doesn't look like a goaltend.
Here's where it gets to be problematic.
But after that, this is where they're going to review. And Steers obviously was the catalyst there. He was the aggressor. Riley didn't do anything wrong. Steers throws the ball at him.
What I will say is the whistle had blown, the play was over. Riley didn't realize that and was going after the basketball. That's when it started to get heated. And then that's when Steers took the extra step of the shove and the throw of the basketball, which you simply can't do.
Yeah, it was frustration by Steers. Doesn't excuse it, but just emotions. getting the best of him, and ultimately that hurts the team. And we're going to get a ruling on this here.
So we're getting our explanation here courtside. For Juan Dixon and his team, a stellar effort, a gutty effort here tonight on the road that's going to end in a loss.
So they did confirm that it was a goaltend, so I was wrong about that. And they're going to have an offset technical foul on Jordan Riley for Georgetown, and then Justin Steers for Coppin State. So 2 technicals, 1 on each team.
What it all means is that the Hoyas are going to inbound the basketball. There's 22 seconds left. There's no shot clock left. Coppin State is being told by Juan Dixon, back off. That's it. No reason to do any more. What a basketball game. Took an extra 5 minutes to decide it. Coppin State, a miracle shot at the buzzer to force overtime, but the Hoyas dominant in the extra period. They outscore Coppin State 16-6, and the long darkness is over at Georgetown.
And we talked about it, Scott, just getting a win and getting that feeling as they snap a 21-game losing streak. Pat Ewing will sleep a little better tonight knowing that he's got some makings of a team that's just coming together and some momentum going into the season.
For our entire